Recording the shenanigans?
No. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roll for Pun's Legacy of Emmuran, pre-session 3, the final frontier. Today, I am joined by Kyle as we take a look at his character and how he gets started on this magical adventure. So, Kyle, why don't you tell us just a little bit about your character for the audience?
I am a shadow-touched creature? Not exactly sure what that means yet. I will find out in this session, partly. He is an artificer. What is it? Unearthed Arcana class at the moment. It's going to be very, very interesting to figure out how the fuck he works. David just showed a picture of him. Very cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The artwork for this campaign that I've commissioned has been great. Yeah, this is John, Kyle's character.
Yep.
John D.
Yeah. Actually comes from a happy background, aside from a missing sister, which I did not choose.
The dice will roll your fate.
Yeah. She's missing somewhere. That's about all I know.
All right. So, John is a Shadow-Touched, which is a race of creatures that have lived in the Shadowfell for about as long as time can remember. Our story takes place in the town of Lindau. In this world, the Shadowfell is basically a mirror of the prime material plane, which, while John wouldn't know this next part, I do want to share this with Kyle. For those that have watched the other two pre-sessions, you will have seen this fantastic world map of Emmuran. Let me know when you can see it, Kyle.
Loading, loading, loading. Just keep on loading, loading, loading. All right, I'm going to put on some music. There we go. It's loaded. Oh, shit.
This is Emmuran, the world that the adventure will be taking place in. Does not mean every area in Emmuran will be visited in this story. But the world is big enough for many stories to take place.
And all of them shall be artificers by me.
Oh boy. But anyway, we are currently in the city of Lindau, which is currently built in the crater of...
something.
Yeah, of something. No one's quite sure where this crater came from, but it does provide some safety from the hostile outside of the Shadowfell. So our story starts as John is peacefully sleeping. As he sleeps, a terrible nightmare occurs.
Oh, shit, not again.
Not again!
There we go. I want to pin this beautiful Emmuran map. Zaratan? Turtle?
Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about things. Anyway. Fuck off.
I'm sorry. I closed the map and it's like, oh shit, I actually want to pin that. It's like, the fuck is this?
Don't worry about it.
Did Nick make a turtle named Turtle?
That'd be hilarious, but no. Anyway, bringing it back down.
Okay, so, sorry.
As John sleeps, a terrible nightmare occurs. One where he is in his house. He hears a bunch of rumbling. He goes, checks outside, and he sees overhead, out of the crater, gigantic blue waves coming towards the crater from all four sides. Now, John is used to the normal purplish hue of water in the Shadowfell, but these are bright blue. Kind of scary to him, in fact. The water coming closer quickly crashes in and starts flooding the city entirely. And then everything stops. A man starts walking towards John in his dream. And he looks like this.
You motherfucker.
Greetings. My name is Abelim. If you wish to prevent this tragedy from occurring, seek me out in the town of Glassholt in the prime material plane. And John awakens in a cold sweat.
Oh, hi, Dorian. How's it going? Yeah, you think I wouldn't recognize that fucking character sheet, David?
What?
He's from Dragon Age.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
I don't play Dragon Age.
He's from the latest one.
Oh, that explained it.
He's also very gay, so now you have to play a gay character.
No, listen, I just find art, it's like, oh, this is what I'm looking for. All right, let's take this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I probably should have taken notes on what he said. I heard prime material plane.
He basically said to prevent the tragedy that you saw, meet him in the town of Glassholt in the prime material plane.
Glassholt prime. There you go. For some reason, notes wasn't in the sidebar here. Notes. Yes, create one. God, this is such a process. Glassholt.
Yep, Glassholt.
Okay, I did spell that right. On rhyme material plane.
Yes, the rhyme material plane where everything rhymes.
You know that watermelon? It's all rhyme. What did he say his name was?
Abelim. Abalim.
Abalin. Abalin. Up dream. All right.
So as you wake up in a cold sweat, what do you do?
Check if I puked out water from drowning in my dream.
You did not.
Cool. I forget where I said my house was on this damn map. Probably wake. Is it still what I would conceive as night?
No.
Sleep cycle? Is it the sleep cycle of this
no,
city?
No, it is not. You are outside of it.
All right.
God damn it.
Probably go to the elder of this said village. All
right. So you would go seek out Gethin.
Gethin, thank you.
Okay. So
yes, he would probably be the only one that believes me.
That's fair. So you kind of head out in a hurry as what you saw kind of disturbed you.
As it would disturb anyone, I would think. I would hope.
And you rush to the center of town to try and find the elder Gethin. And some things that you have heard about Gethin from meeting him and from other rumors that have circled about is that Gethin has helped create this city from ground up. He has been the leader of a large resistance in the Shadowfell from the chaos of the outside of this city. But one of the things that's always stuck out to you is the rumor that he has lived far longer than any Shadow Touched has before.
Live longer than any shadow. I should know how to spell fucking shadow.
I'd hope so.
Touched.
So,
Rumor.
as you run to the center
This
of
is far
town,
more. The city. I'm just saying, it's just more difficult to take notes when the entire focus is on me.
yeah, don't worry, it's only for this session.
Um,
As you run, you come up
right.
to the
Resistance against the chaos of the Shadowfell.
you come up to the big town hall, and there are a couple guards posted outside. Halt! What business do you have here?
I wish to speak with Gathan.
All right, one moment. And he motions to the other guard to head inside.
And I'll just start pacing back and forth.
Everything all right?
I hope so. But Shadow, I can only hope so.
Okay.
Might just be an overactive imagination.
Gives you a curious look. But a few moments go by, and the other guard returns and says, "Proceed inside."
I will go inside.
You head inside, go down a long hallway, and you reach a pretty large office where Gethin is sitting down, which, let's just put a picture of him up there. Well,
is he by himself?
Yep, he is.
Okay.
Well. If it isn't John? What'd you do? Did you blow up your lab again?
No. Actually, this is for once unrelated.
Go on.
I might just be overreacting, but I'm not someone who generally remembers my dreams or just discredits them as fantasies, but this dream it was more of a nightmare. It was very lucid. There were blue waves coming crashing down on the city, destroying it, and then afterwards an Abilene told me to visit him in a place called Glasshold and something called the Prime Material Plane.
You see, as you say these words, his face go really stiff and stern.
Maybe I'm just overreacting. Do you have any?
Tell me, John. Do you believe in fate?
I believe we create our own fate.
What if I told you that there were ancients out there that had a stake in how the world turns? And when things go horribly wrong, they choose people to help stop it.
I would assume you're talking about someone else.
Not if that dream is similar to the one I had 800 years ago.
So the rumor is true.
Tell me, John. You know I always carry a few weapons on me. But do you remember a very ornate broadsword that I used to carry that disappeared about 1.5 years?
Do I?
Roll a history check with advantage, because you've been around Gethin long enough. Yes, it emanated power. It was very hard to miss.
Did you lose it or was it stolen?
Neither. It returned back to whence it came, dormant, waiting
Right.
for its new owner. And as he says that, he walks up, goes around you, closes the doors, and then locks them.
Well, here I go dying again.
So,
Gathan lost his magic great bronze greatsword.
so if this dream and what you've said is true, you may be the next in line to have a greater destiny than most others. Nobody knows that there are different planes of existence out there. Besides me and a few trusted others. Do you know what this place that we live in is called?
Lindau?
That's the city, but I mean the world.
The material plane?
No.
No, do I actually know what it's called?
You don't.
I'm guessing something shadow, darkness, the chaos plane. It must be that because this place kind of sucks outside this city.
We live in a plane called the Shadowfell. It is a mirror image of the prime material plane. But that prime material plane has a name. It is called Emmuran. The people that I've helped raise in this city, I do so with the kindness that I learned when I traveled in Emmuran. Back when I was in that plane, I learned a lot, and I knew that our Shadow Touched could be more than savage barbarians roaming and causing chaos.
Well, I'm for one glad for that.
So am I. We've made progress, but there's still much work to be done. That being said, that weapon that I had, it was an ancient artifact, passed down through ancients. It chooses its wielder, and it takes the form that best suits its wielder. If you are the next one that is chosen, it will not be a sword, but something that is more akin to what you would use.
That's good. I don't think I'd have the strength to wield a great sword.
I'd say.
Pride. Ouch.
The reason I have lived for so long is because of that sword. One of its properties, at least for the group that I was with, was to keep ourselves young. We figured it was because the task that we were given, the ancients weren't sure how long it would take for us to complete. So we had to stay youthful.
So, without this sword, does this mean you're going to start aging again?
Correct. Though there are some lingering effects, so I will probably age a lot slower than others. But I'm no longer the hero the world needs. I've done my part.
You're still the leader this city needs.
Yes, and now that I know that I have a limited time, that just means I have to triple my efforts. But anyway, are you ready to find out if you are the successor to the relic?
He just starts. He gets this blank look on his face, and I no, but if this dream and all you say is true, then what I want matters little at the moment. But let's do this.
Very well. And he goes to one of his bookcases, pulls out a book, and you see the bookcase slide over. Follow me.
We'll hesitate for a moment, then follow.
All right. He leads you down a winding staircase underground. When you reach the bottom, you see a very interesting sight. You know Gethin isn't the smartest when it comes to book smarts, but before you is a research lab. Things and machines that you've never seen before. There's a big machine on the wall that forms a perfect circle with a something that looks like a large slot and a lever.
His eyes will just go wide and he'll start mumbling on different theories on how each of these work and how to construct them.
I see you like what you see. Most of this is from my personal scientists that know of the things that I've seen outside of this realm. They are the few trusted that I trust with this knowledge. He walks you over to a small room that has a bed. I would like you to lay down.
But I just woke up. How? No, he'll lay down.
You lay down. Now close your eyes and just relax.
Close his eyes, stiff as a board.
You feel Gethin's rough hand over your forehead. You hear the muttering of some kind of words. And then silence. Darkness. You feel like you're falling. 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 And then everything turns white.
Dear gods, it's terrible. I miss the shadows.
But it still feels like you're falling. 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 And then, in the back of your mind, you hear, well, well, well. So you're John, aren't you?
I will begin to try and look around to find the source of the voice.
It is coming from the back of your head.
I will still look around.
You see nothing but white.
Are you one of those ancients?
Maybe.
Oh, great. You're going to be a helpful one.
Do you think you are worthy of the ancient's power?
I don't think it matters. It seems I've been chosen.
What do you bring that others do not?
Skilled craftsmanship. Slightly above average intellect.
Are you able to brave the outside of your city walls?
To save all that I know? To further my people? I will, even if I'm not.
What drives you as an individual?
my creations bettering the city, even though I create too many explosions.
And what is your biggest fear?
The unknown.
Very well. I think there's a lot for you to fear, since there's a lot you do not know. And with that sentence, the voice leaves your head. You fall for a little bit longer.
You ancients suck. Why the falling?
And then, as if almost instantaneously, everything stops. You no longer feel like you're falling, and you're on solid land, but it's just white.
This is disconcerting.
A few moments go by.
Gonna try walking forward.
You walk forward. As you get about 50 to 100 feet out, you see in the corner of your eye some sort of shadow dart around.
I will pull out my hammer and dagger and try to find it, I guess. Battle
Right?
position. do
You look around and you start to see a number of shadows. Few moments go by as you stand there looking around. Hundreds of shadows rise up, all forming what look to be a bunch of shadow touched. Some you recognize, some you don't. Surrounding you.
we'll kind of relax at the moment, I guess. And look for the most familiar face.
All right. As you look around, you start hearing chanting from the amount of shadows. Will you be the one to save us, or will you let us die? Do we have doom and gloom to suffer, or will our future be bright?
I will do everything for our people.
Will you even fight us, if necessary?
If it is the only way to save us.
And with that, you see the hundreds of shadows form into 7 shadow-like creatures. I would like you to roll initiative.
Oh no!
As one of them starts...
Oh
no! Oh! As one of them starts charging at you, going in for an attack. That's... Whoops. That's not what I wanted. Sorry.
Well, here I go, dying again.
Whoops. There we go. Okay. So, now, because of how these are set up, I am going to do this the quick way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's your AC?
16.
All right. So 6 of them charge at you, and you're able to parry some of them away while a few of them go wide and miss you completely. Go ahead, and your turn.
What about the 7th one? Or is
He
after me?
The 7th one rolled even lower than you. He has an initiative of 2.
Is this for radiant damage? Or do I have to apply that, add that? Oh, 1 damage type. Okay, yeah. How do I just type radiant after the D6 for arcane weapon? Or
Yeah. Like, if you want to get fancy, you could make a bunch of different effects, one for each
I
type.
will do that later.
Yeah.
How do you can do radiant, yeah? No, acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder. Well, I guess after the giant waves, I'll do cold.
Okay.
All right, hopefully. So as a bonus action, apply that to myself.
All right. So, are you applying that to your hammer, light crossbow?
To my dagger.
To your dagger. All right.
Yes,
so your dagger. Your dagger starts to have a shimmering cold aura come around it as you cast. What's the spell again?
Arcane weapon.
Arcane weapon.
That has the concentration. Okay. Marked off the spell slot, and then I'll just go for shadow number 1.
All right.
Give it a good old boop.
You hit.
Die.
As you stab it with the cold, the shadow starts to freeze over and dissipate completely.
And that will be my turn.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are coming straight at you. With you said 16 was your AC?
C.
So 2 of them will hit you. One of them nat 20'd.
Oh, here I go, dying again.
Oh, don't worry. You take a total of 2 slashing damage. As 2 of them slash right across your midsection, and the other 4 you are able to dodge out of the way and parry.
They are surrounding me at this point, basically.
Yes, you are completely surrounded.
That's what I thought. It's like, yeah.
Will
all right,
you
so
save
let's go.
us, or will you hurt us? Is what you start hearing.
He kind of freezes up at that moment. It's like, is attacking now right? Oh God. No, I don't know if to attack or not. He's gonna freeze up for the turn.
All right. You freeze up. The 6 of them come after you again. This time, 3 of them hitting you. One of them nat 20.
Of course.
Dealing 3 more damage as you hear, "You foolish. If you freeze up in the middle of combat, you will die."
And, well, that's motivation enough for him, I guess. Go for another dagger attack.
Did you... You might want to look at your arcane weapon. You have it expend on next roll.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Why is it expend on next roll?
That's how they all come default.
That's stupid.
I know!
So I guess let's reapply that.
Yeah.
Lucky for me, that didn't expire.
Though I do
how
technically
many attacks hit me?
A total of 5 since you've done it.
1,
As long as you roll a higher than a 10. Nope, it's gone.
Nope.
It's like all you had to do is roll a 10 or higher, man.
Listen.
It's fine.
Oh, that was a check. That would have actually made it. I have a proficiency in saves.
Okay, so roll 3 more. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, all right. So you
all
can
right,
reapply
it again. There we go. No, I was targeting him. Yeah. I know what I'm doing, I swear. I don't know what I'm doing.
You go to attack number 12, and it just wraps around your arm, going in for an attack.
Oh, it gets an attack?
Well, it is on its turn.
Oh, cool. I'm going to just use my bonus action to whack it with a hammer, which I get proficiency on attack rolls, but not the damage, which I don't have anyways.
All right. You hit.
Oh, shit. I forgot to turn off arcane weapon.
It's fine. You still would have killed it.
With 3?
Yeah, they're not
Cool.
very strong.
Listen.
I'm not gonna send 7 things after you that have a shit ton of hit points, man.
Listen, you could.
I could, but that'd be a dick. As
This is only a dream.
but is it?
Fuck if I know.
As shadow number 12 tries to wrap around as you try to stab it with the dagger, you take your hammer and bap it on the head and it dissipates.
That's my turn. Yeah.
All right, the other 5 go in for an attack. None of them hitting. The highest was a 9.
Oh, thank God for high AC.
They all charge at you, trying to attack you and miss.
Let's go for 14 next with the dagger.
You hit.
Aha!
As it starts freezing up and then dissipates, vanishing. Well, they can no longer knock you unconscious in 1 turn.
Can they only do 1 damage?
Yes. Again, I'm not a dick. You missed. Just barely missing as the hammer goes to graze it, but barely passing through them. Yes, they have an AC of 10. Feel bad.
Listen, if I had any kind of strength modifier, that would have hit.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, I guess they don't have the ability to use dex. That's fine. All right. So the 4 are going to go after you. 2 of them hitting with 19s.
Great. At least they're not critting anymore.
Listen. I think I got most of those out yesterday.
Oh, gee, Allison, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, they were a bunch of things like this. So they couldn't do any extra damage. All right. So 2 of them are able to scrape up against you, dealing some damage.
Cool. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
That's fair. Healing most of the damage
enough.
you've sustained.
Yeah, it's enough. I can't do anything else, so that's my turn.
As they go in to try and attack you again. The highest was a 14, so none of them hit you.
Haha, fools.
One of them actually goes and almost goes outside of your reach, missing so bad, but then coming back around before you realizing you could probably hit it if it moved about another foot out. So go ahead.
Get this number not 2. Dear Lord.
You're going to try to hit with your hammer next.
I was waiting to see if there was some kind of effect that I need to.
Nope, you would see another
3.
You would see another dice roll if there was an effect.
God, I keep forgetting to turn that off. Does 2 kill it?
Yes. I'll give you a hint. The highest hit points these guys had were 2.
Cool. So I could still fail to kill it with my light hammer.
Potentially. But yeah, you bap shadow number 3 on top of the head, and it poofs into shadows.
Man, I really should have put the arcane weapon on my light hammer then. All right, their turn.
And none of them hit as they whoosh, and you're able to parry them off of you.
Okay. Gonna turn to one of them, stabbing it with a dagger. Yes, I
hit
it right. Killing it dead with max damage.
As the it literally freezes entire solid, crashes to the ground, and you see bits of shadow dissipate.
All right. Go for another bap.
No.
I hit with an important one.
Yeah. Shadow number 7 watches as the hammer comes closer and just starts wrapping around your arm, going for its attack.
You know, for all the use I get out of this hammer, I suck at hitting things.
And the shadow number 7 that tried wrapping around the arm to try and get an attack on you, lunged its face towards you, but lunged wide and is now on the other side of you.
So I'm flanked.
Yes. But it's your turn now.
Cool. Since number 9 still seems to be in front of me, I'll go for a bap on him.
Hitting, annihilating it as it starts to freeze over and turn into shadows.
Light hammer for 7.
Hitting just barely. Roll a 2.
That's all I need.
And you turn around and smack it, and it dissipates into shadows. Very well. Good job. I see you can hold yourself well in combat.
I've had to learn in the Shadowfell, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Had to learn in doing some fights out in the wild.
Very well. You start to see from your feet a path of shadows form, and you see it takes 2 paths, one that eventually leads to the left and one that eventually leads to the right. Make the right choice.
I go right? Huh. I don't know if they're being metaphorical. Goes right.
So you follow the path to the right, and as you do, the light eventually seeps back into darkness. And as it does, you eventually reach a large room, very grandiose in nature. You see someone sitting on top of a golden throne, surrounded by beautiful women.
Wow, that's just tacky. He mumbles to himself.
This is the person standing or sitting on the throne. So you have made it.
I can only hope this is the right choice.
Come, my child. Come closer.
He will go closer.
My name is Grotz.
Grotz. Okay.
You have me to thank for existing in the first place, as I am the ancient of the Shadow Folk.
We'll give a bow at that. Then you have my thanks.
Tell me, you fear the unknown, and you hesitated for a moment in battle, but only when you questioned if what you were doing was right. Do you feel you have learned something today?
When I make a decision, I must stick with it, no matter the results.
Exactly! Everyone makes a bad decision from time to time, but if you let your enemy into your head, they will smite you down. And if you're dead, you cannot enjoy the pleasures of the world.
I can see you enjoy them greatly.
Well, I mean, I am the Dark Prince of Pleasure, after all.
Dark Prince of Pleasure. Good to know. So does that mean the shadow folk are the folk of pleasure?
Well, they resulted in some pleasure I had thousands of years ago.
Fair enough.
So tell me, what will you do once you acquire this relic?
Well, it seems like my only lead is to find this Avalon, and I guess find a way to the prime material plane will be my first thing.
Very well. If you look to your right, there is a door. Follow it, as your destiny awaits.
Are there multiple doors or just the one?
There is a total of 4 doors, but only one on the right.
Okay, I will go to the one to the right. Actually, no, I'll bow to him again. Thank you for the opportunity. I will do my best not to squander it, and we'll head off to the right door.
All right, you head off to the right. And as you turn, you see he goes back to having the women around him feeding him grapes.
Goddamn lucky bastard! I want grapes.
You walk through the door, and you see an altar. On the altar, there is what looks to be a handle sticking into the altar itself. 2 bags, one on each side, and around it is shadow-like statues.
Do I recognize the statues at all?
They look
Wait,
one of
wait. You're saying there's a handle sticking out with some bags around it?
yes.
Okay.
The statue Shut up.
Is it just 2 bags or a shadow touched unique?
They're just 2 bags. I mean, he is the Dark Prince of Pleasure after all.
All right. So these statues.
You can tell the one right behind the altar looks like the person you just met. The others look like various forms of shadow touched.
Oh. Either they're heroes or his first offspring, maybe. Goes for the handle.
All right.
And tries to pull it, I guess.
Okay. You grab the handle. You pull it up effortlessly. And what's in your hand?
It's more near. Me, I'm near. That word I can't say.
Is a small light hammer, but the hammer part is more made out of dark crystals.
Just gonna save that.
With shadows emanating off of them.
To be or not to be? Well, didn't mention anything about the bag, so guess I'll just take the hammer.
Okay. So what do you do at this point?
Look around, see if there's another door outside of the one I walked through.
In fact, the one you walk through is no longer there.
I hate this place. Nothing makes sense.
There's no doors, just the statues, the altar, you, the hammer, and the bags.
I guess I'll look in the 2 bags.
Okay. Which one do you look in first?
Right.
Okay. The one on the right is a very plain-looking bag. The one on the left, you notice, is a little bit more ornate.
The right one.
All right. Do you pick it up first, or do you just open it while it's sitting there?
I just open it.
All right. You open it. You see 20 gold pieces and a potion of healing sitting inside.
I guess this is for me. I doubt he has much use for this small of this. I had a sentence in my head and I lost it. I guess I will take the 20 gold and the potion of healing.
Okay.
So I'm at standard potion of healing.
I will add it. I'll add it to your inventory in a moment. Don't worry.
Okay, I added the 20 gold.
Well, God damn it, Kyle. I have an
I'll
entire
take
parcel.
it out then. You know what? Fine. I took it out.
Okay.
I took it out.
I have parcels
I thought
for
I was
reasons.
being helpful.
I have parcels for reasons.
I'm not used to it, okay? And then I'll look in the left bag, the more ornate one.
It is more ornate. There are a few symbols that you are quite unsure of at the moment. And it's tied off by a shadowy string that is holding a small orb on it. You look in the bag, and inside is a shimmering gray orb.
Well, time to sit down for 10 minutes and identify.
All right. Are you identifying the orb?
Yes.
All right. So I am going to throw this stuff in your inventory. So you sit down for 10 minutes.
Bag of holding.
As you start to sit down, as you're casting the ritual, a few moments go by and you actually find yourself waking up in the bed with Gethin nearby.
Has it more than an hour passed since I cast the arcane weapon?
No, it's only been about 20 minutes.
All right, then as I wake up, I'll look at my dagger.
It is still cold.
Then this is real.
You hear Gethin speak up. So, what'd you see?
Nothing I wanted to. And I will lift up my other hand to see if it has the hammer.
It does. So that's what it turned into for you. That fits.
Yes, it does. I'll drop concentration on arcane weapon, seeing as I don't think I'll need it anymore in the next hour, hopefully.
Okay.
And then sheathe the dagger and hold out the orb. Do you know what this is?
While I don't know which one that is an orb, a very special one that can only be used on the relics. You should probably take some
left hand like this.
And you see on the part of the handle, you see 3 orb-like slots.
We'll start porting the orb towards the middle slot.
Do you place it in?
If he doesn't stop me, yes, I will.
He doesn't stop you. The orb fits perfectly in, and once in, stays there.
I really should have finished identify before I did that.
Oh, don't worry. They come out pretty easily. Why don't you take some time? You're going to be exhausted mentally after those trials. Go take some time, rest for a bit, get to know your hammer a bit. We can talk a bit more once you have a bit more of an idea of what's going on and think through it a bit.
Right. I guess if you need me for anything, I'll be at my workshop.
Though, real quick, he takes out a measuring tape and measures the crystal hammer that you have in your hands. All right, thank you.
Okay. And we'll walk off straight into the going upstairs, and then forgetting the door is locked, walk right into it. He wasn't kidding. when he said mentally exhausted. We'll put away the hammer at this point so it doesn't draw too much attention.
And you kind of hear from downstairs, "Ah, you ran into the door, didn't you?"
Fumbles with the lock, walks out, goes to workshop.
All right. You head to your workshop. It's about a 20-minute trek from the center of town. But you get there.
Most private place I know, because no one wants to deal with the explosions.
That's fair. So you get to your workshop. What do you do?
I'm going to separate the orb and the hammer and cast a on each of them.
Okay. Casting it as a spell or a ritual? I'm assuming ritual since you're out of spell slots. Okay. So, which one are you doing first?
Let's go with the orb since I already started with that technically.
Okay. So you take 10 minutes. You sit with the orb. The Shimmering Gray Orb, you find out, is an Orb of Tinkering. This orb can be slotted into an ancient weapon. Once per day, when you make a tool check that you are proficient with, you can roll with advantage.
All right. Good to know. I should make a power slot. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'll go over to the hammer.
All right. You take another 10 minutes to identify the hammer. So, in your inventory, you should now see Shadow Touched Hammer.
Yep.
This hammer looks to be made of some crystals that have seemed to gone dormant. You can at will, while using this hammer, cast a version of the spell Disguise Self that will allow you to blend into your surroundings. What this does as a game mechanic is it more or less disguises your shadow-touched skin to blend in more with the surroundings, so you don't stick out as much if you don't want to.
Okay.
This hammer is empowered through ancient means, granting it extra damage. The damage die for this light hammer is a d6 instead of a d4.
Okay.
And then once per year, this relic has the ability to cause a rift in space or create a wall of prismatic energy. If you choose...
Okay.
I was waiting for it to click.
I'm sorry, I was trying to add these things to my action tab while listening. So I remember they exist.
Uh-huh. If you choose to cause a rift in space, the spell Gate is cast as you choose which plane to travel to. If you create a wall of prismatic energy, the spell Prismatic Wall is created.
And that's once for both of these or once each? Was it?
Once in total. There's a single charge, and once it's used, both spells go dormant.
It would suck if I accidentally cast Prismatic Wall. It's like, what is this? Oh, well, I'm stuck here for a year. What if I think about fire when I do this gate? No.
You need to know that the plane exists.
But that's the joke.
Yeah.
Right, at will disguise self. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let me just create an at will tab.
Yeah. So if at any point you were surrounded by people with blue skin, you could be like, I want to be blue.
Sweet. I have the warlock evocation without being a warlock.
Hey, powerful artifacts, man.
Yeah, level 1. Jesus fuck.
Listen, this is your group's get out of free jail card. If you do something stupid, you have something to help you get out of jail free for a year. After that, you're on your fucking own. And some knowledge you would gain by identifying that orb for the first time is that the pouch that it came in, the bag of orb holding, can hold up to about 50 orbs inside of it.
Gotcha.
And no matter how much you put inside the orb of holding, or the bag of orb holding, it never weighs anymore. It's like a bag of holding, but for orbs only.
Convenient.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to clean up your inventory a bit, you might want to put the location of the Orb of Tinkering with the bag of orb holding.
I'm putting the orb back into the hammer.
Okay. Well, I'm saying like in your inventory itself when you start getting more orbs, so you're not looking through all of them, like where are they all?
No, I'm actually putting it under the Shadow Touch hammer, so I know it's equipped with it.
That's fair.
Does the hammer require attunement?
No, it does not.
Gotcha. All right. Okay, let's just start actually cleaning up my inventory.
Yeah. So as you take some time, you identify the items, realizing the power that they do contain, and you take some time to rest, relax, as you are getting a bit mentally exhausted.
Yeah, he's just gonna tinker around for a bit, just like basic stuff, just to help clear his mind, and then he'll rest probably for the rest of the day.
All right. So the day passes, you have a good night's sleep. Is there anything you would like to do in the morning before heading back to Gethin?
Scream into my pillow?
Okay, that takes a few moments, but yes, you can do that.
And collect myself, make sure all my gear is together. Probably still hiding the hammer for the moment.
Okay.
And then walk to Gethin's.
All right. You head over to Gethin's. The guards are awaiting you, and let me actually. There you go, long rest. So you're let in right away. Gethin's. You walk through the office door, and Gethin's standing there. Ah, you're finally here.
Yes, yes. Any advice?
Well, let's head downstairs.
Of course.
Me and my scientists have been up all night working on something.
I'll also make sure to lock the door behind me as I enter his office, assuming that's what he's going to want.
Yep. You lock the door. He pulls back the bookcase and starts heading down. So, there's a lot of things down here. I saw you taking note of them.
Yes.
But I want to direct your attention to this giant round thing over here.
Round thing. Very descriptive. I know exactly what it doesn't do now.
So, this is the big machine you saw on the wall.
See.
This is a portal. Though it only works with the relic. So I'm hoping, which is why I wanted you to take some time with it, the great sword I had an ability that allowed me to go through the planes every so often. Does yours have that ability?
Once a year.
That's actually a lot longer than mine, but nope, that makes sense. As I grew stronger, the ability did happen more often. Right.
That's
okay.
Good to know.
Anyway, this portal, me and my scientists have developed where I would put my greatsword in, and it would open a gate to the prime plane, and it would only use 1/10 of the energy normally
So
required. But it was only a one-way ticket, and it was very limited. So that's why I took the measurements of your hammer. So the device we had was hooked up to my greatsword. We had to rig something together to fit the approximate size of your hammer. And you notice next to this large slit in the ground where you would see a greatsword could fit into is a smaller device where your hammer could fit into. The size difference is very distinct. Yours is about a quarter of the size of the slit that he was using. Luckily, it wasn't a big weapon, so we were able to throw something together.
that's good, I guess. Though waiting another couple of days would have been nice.
Well,
Any ideas what's on the other side for me?
it's been about 2.5 years since I've last been over there. Um, Things to keep in note: it's not all dark and shadowy. In fact, it is pretty bright. Blue skies, blue water, green. Lots of blues and green.
That's. I don't know if that's disturbing or interesting.
Uh,
Both? Both. Let's go with both.
Also, the races over there do not have the dark skin that we do, where shadows emanate from us. You will stick out like a sore thumb.
What color skin could they have then?
It's like a peachy color.
We'll take out the hammer and hold it, concentrate, and try and give myself peach colored skin.
It kind of works. You're imagining the color peach, and you look more like a peach.
Am I even close?
You're about halfway there. When you see them, you'll understand right away, and then you can do whatever you just did there.
Drops this guy's self.
If you
That's
need to
nice.
take a little bit of time to prepare yourself, go ahead. But I do want to warn you that once you use this machine, if you said that it takes about a year, you're going to be waiting about a month or so before you can come back to this place. And even then, you're going to have to let it recharge for a while.
Does time run the same?
Yes.
Oh, that's convenient.
Some other things to keep in note about differences is while the people over there tend to be a lot nicer than the outside of this town, there are still some rude people.
Good to know.
It's just best not to assume everyone's the same. If you ever find yourself meeting a few other village elders out there, mention my name. It's been a while since I've talked to them.
Mention Gotham to village elders.
I used to group up with a lot of them when I traveled. Once we went our ways, we wanted to make the world a better place, so we all started doing what we could with our own villages and cities. They're good folk. Strong too.
John will be silent for a moment, then ask, so are there going to be other chosen ones then?
Probably. I was with a group of 7 others. It depends on how the ancients deem how many are worthy.
I hope I don't have to work with that many.
Hard to say. But the group I was with, we had our ups and downs. But they became some of my best friends. And if it wasn't for them, I would not be the way I am now. Dear God, the start was rough.
All right. If I hesitate any longer, I won't go through. So,
all right.
This will be goodbye for a while then.
Yes, it will. You be careful out there. You're smart, maybe a little bit on the weaker side, but your brain will get you through. The one last thing to warn you. The difference between using this device and casting the spell through the weapon itself. When used through the weapon, it will instantly take you to where you need to be. This device, you have to travel a bit through the in-between. At least that's what I've been calling it. It's like a pathway in between the realms.
What, the ancients didn't want to tell you what it was called?
You know, I never asked.
That's fair. Puts hammer into slot.
As you put it in, he says, now think about opening a gate.
Well, start imagining a gate opening to the prime material plane. And also the name Glassholt will be bumping around in his head, hopefully directing him more towards it.
Okay. A moment passes. Energy courses through the hammer, through the machine, and it lights up a bright blue. That seems about right.
Yep. Well, do I have to take the hammer out and then go? Or does it just follow me? Takes hammer out, goes through.
The portal will be open for about 45 seconds, so go!
As I rush through right before it closes. All right at my workshop. It's about... And then gets cut off.
Huh. Something about a workshop. He turns to his scientist. Watch over the place. Make sure it doesn't blow up. You pass through
that's all I wanted from this session.
You pass through the portal. And there is a long, multicolored hallway in front of you.
Oh, this is nauseating. All right, let's go through.
So, you travel and travel. About 500 feet go through. You see a big circular portal. One like that you came through. And 2 things standing in front of it. Halt, who goes there?
John.
John who?
John D. And who are you?
We are Zvart.
We are Zvart. Okay, good to know.
We guard this place.
Frickin' Gathan always forgets to mention stuff.
If you wish to pass, 3 million gold.
You're downright insane. No one's able to carry that much on them.
Well, if you don't have gold, we'll just take everything you have.
False life.
All right, go ahead and cast False Life on yourself. And,
good.
Well, it's 5.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll just, with that, as they see you cast a spell, we're going to go into initiative.
Oh, they didn't seem friendly.
They want gold. Are you going to deny them what they want?
Yes!
Apparently, because you're up first.
Cool!
You are currently about 20 feet away from them.
Okay. Bonus action cast arcane weapon on myself on my new fancy hammer.
Okay.
I didn't want cold, actually. I wanted lightning, motherfucker!
Lightning? Oh, no!
Alright, pull up the actual spell so I can make sure to spell it right. As I spell it wrong. Lightning. And there we go. I think. You know what? Yeah, I'll just go up to the closest one and attempt to bap him with my hammer. God, this is not going to go well.
Go ahead.
Nope.
Oh, no, not especially if you miss. All right, so you take your hammer that is imbued with lightning, and you go to bap him, and he, in one quick draw, takes his short sword and parries it off. So a fight you want, a fight you get. We'll take everything you have.
You were going to do that anyways.
And as you say that, he takes his short sword and tries to ram it right into you. Ooh, hitting. Dealing 7 points of damage.
I'm not going to live through this.
And his buddy takes out his short sword. A fight. We haven't had one of those in a while. And he's gonna bap. And... well, that's a cause for alarm. That is indeed a cause for alarm. Go ahead, it's your turn.
Did he roll a 4?
He did. As he goes, and you just parry it with your hammer.
Okay, good. I thought you were gonna say you rolled a nat 20.
No, you would have seen some additional die roll.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and try and bap this fellow again.
Oh my dear lord, overkill. In addition to standard critical hit, your target is knocked prone. I don't think he's going to be knocked prone. I think he's going to be dead. Yeah. You bap him so hard the lightning courses through his body. As he falls unconscious. Brother! How dare you?
You're poor highwayman, and I'll thrust at him with my dagger.
Hitting.
Cool. I have to remove damage because I don't get the extra dex modifier. Yes, let's do paladin level. I feel like that's
what?
Because you can for the stat ghost dex, strength, blah blah, paladin, warlock. I forgot to fucking turn that off again. God, I'm not used to this. 2 damage.
Yep. I'll fix it.
Thank you.
As you stab him with the dagger. How dare you? As he takes his short sword, being very, very angry, he's going to go try and stab it straight into your stomach. Well, that's a cause for alarm. Really? The same pun? Really?
That's quite unfortunate for you. And I'll turn around and whack him with the hammer.
All right, go ahead. Whack him with the hammer. You missed. You missed with the hammer.
But will I miss with the dagger?
No, just go ahead and roll a d4. And I'll... You killed him. You killed him.
The first one always misses. It's a distraction after all.
As you stab him straight through the heart. How dare you? Falls to the ground.
My worries are bigger than your life.
As you say that, you kind of look behind you and you see the pathway that you were traveling start crumbling.
and I go through the door.
All right, you pass through the portal. You pop out into a scenery you've never seen before. Blue sky, white clouds, green trees, bushes, grass, dirt pathways. And in front of you is a walled city. Colors that you didn't think were natural.
Oh, there's no way this can be natural.
You look towards the city and you see some guards standing there with pale peachy skin.
There's no way that can be natural. I guess I will sheath my weapons.
Okay.
And can they see me?
At the moment, it doesn't look like it. You're kind of off to the side near some bushes.
And I will try casting Disguise Self to replicate their skin color and whatever their hair color is.
Okay. You see one of them has brown hair and the other has red hair.
Brown.
Brown, okay.
Red seems unnatural. He must be a witch.
Oh, boy.
We must burn him at the stake.
Oh, boy. So, you use Disguise Self. Your skin changes color. Your hair changes color. Do you walk towards them or do you stay hidden?
Yeah, I'll approach.
All right. You approach the guards. They say, "Well, hello there."
Hello, I'm looking for a Glassholt or town Glassholt. An inn?
Welcome to Glassholt.
Ah, perfect.
What you looking for?
I'm looking for a Abilene, kind of tan skin, fancy mustache.
Abilene. He recently moved here not too long ago. You can find him near the center of town.
Thank you. And we'll awkwardly try to go in the town.
Okay. You walk in. This town is set up very differently from Lindau. To the point where it's a lot smaller and there's people everywhere. You see off on the left, there's what look to be people yelling from carts, trying to find people to buy things. Very different from where you're at, from where you came from.
What kind of stands do I see around me?
Mostly you see fruit stands, food stands.
Do I see any unusual fruit?
All of it. All of it is unusual.
I will go to the closest one and buy a gold's worth of combination of fruit.
Why, thank you very much. And you grab like an apple and a couple other fruits that are on there, and just a big variety, as he has pretty much anything you want.
And I want everything.
Fair enough. All right. Just putting your inventory of gold's worth of fruit.
Oh no, I'm going to be munching through that as I go through the city.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just
so are you
trying the different fruits.
Are you
finding
looking
the center of the city?
All right, so you're heading
looking
towards
around.
the center. All right,
probably
so
bumping into everyone.
Yeah, there's some people that you're bumping into. Most people are observant enough to walk around. You notice besides the food stalls, there's a place that people are going in and out of. Somebody that looks drunk came out of. You see an open blacksmith stall where there's big house with open, but there's somebody on the outside hammering away at a sword.
And all the sights and everything as I walk along.
Yeah. And about 10-15 minutes go by, and you eventually reach a quieter part of the town where you see some people sitting on rocking chairs on their porches, just enjoying the view. And you eventually come across a rather small house with what looks to be the back of Abelim standing in the doorway.
I suppose you must be Abilene.
He turns around. Ah! You're finally
Munching
here.
on a banana.
Well, come on in. Come on in.
We'll walk in.
As you walk in...
Wait, you can... How did you know it's me if I'm looking like one of these things? Is it that obvious?
I'll explain in a bit. As he says that, you see a bit of a glint go through his eye. As you walk in the house, you see this person sitting on the couch shoveling cookies into his mouth.
There's no way that's natural. How is any of this natural? None of this makes sense!
Oops, not that one. And then this person standing nearby, shaking her head, saying, "Why are you eating all the cookies?"
Yeah. Why would you eat cookies when you have these random fruits that I don't know what they're called?
And with that, that is where we're going to end the session.
Cool.
So for those watching, thank you for joining us. This is the last pre-session. The next time will be completely live streamed and will be the first session of Legacy of Emmuran, where
dun, dun, dun.
Kyle, Allison, and Nick will all be together and we'll see the shenanigans they get themselves into in the world of Emmuran. But until then, we shall see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.